I'm John Marko, and I've been a resident of Salt Spring Island since 2003. And I believe I have some experience with the incorporation process. I originally, not originally, but I used to live in North Saanich, and I moved there just after it had incorporated, and got to observe the effects of the process on life in that municipality, which is in many ways very similar to, at the time I moved there, was very similar to Salt Spring Island, and it's with a similar ambience. And I have really two main points to make. One is the sort of obvious one that incorporation tends to increase the administration, and the size. Government tends to grow. What I observed was a rather sort of rundown, small municipal hall was soon blossomed both in size and in a number of departments. And each of the people in these departments seemed to work assiduously at increasing the size of their department and doing things. We created a planning department, and a planning department, again, the power of the person in the planning department, as in all of the departments, increased, and their remuneration increased by hiring new people. And this was an inevitable moving forward of the municipality. It was clearly going to move from a municipality which, at the time we moved there, was still quite rural, into something else that was quite different from the kind of place that some of us moved, from what it was when we moved there. That is my number one objection. That seems to be inevitable. But a more fundamental one is just in the incorporation, the form of municipal government, which requires councils of seven people, and that these people stand for re-election every 4 years. My experience was that one had to really be very careful in each election, both to find candidates and to be sure that someone with interests and motivations well beyond yours, such as real estate people who were interested in developing the municipality, did not make their way, or did not get control of the board. We had to, this was, I could understand why people would not want to serve every on council, because it was meetings tended to be boring. Picayune little matters had to be brought up, which it turned out in many cases to be very important for what was going to go on in the municipality. So my position, my role in this, I was not a born politician, I joined the ratepayers group and worked writing letters and organizing the group to find acceptable candidates and to support them, and to be sure unacceptable candidates did not make their way to the council. And this was a continual tension that both I felt, the Ratepayers Association felt, and generally citizens in the municipality felt. It was, we've got to get somebody on there to represent our interests, and it was a natural asymmetry in which you had to ask citizens who really wanted to relax and enjoy life to go on the board, while there was no such problem with people who had real estate interests or had other interests, wanted to get their own property subdivided, getting on the council. They had the motivation to do this thing, and we didn't. And it was a community roiling experience, and it was inevitable. In fact, North Saanich is I think still the only community in North America that actually had a coup in which we deposed our mayor, because again there was a personality conflict, and someone managed to go through the Municipalities Act and find some obscure regulation that the mayor had violated. Her husband's company that he owned a very small share of had done a small contract for the municipality within so many years of her ceding to the mayorship, and there was a rule that said this was illegal, and we had to essentially make a perfectly good mayor step down, have another election, and re-elect her. So I just warn people that if you think your problems are going to be solved by making this step from the trust form, the present trust form, to the municipal form, it's not going to make things quieter. In my case, it's my impression that looking after maybe two people who are representing you is a lot easier than looking after 7 people and watching what's going on. So I would be much more relaxed if we stuck with our present form of government and avoided the municipal choice.